Welcome to Late Night with Walter. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Give me your thumbs up, leave your questions, and leave your comments. Y'all, if you ask a question tonight, I will answer it tomorrow, but please put a bunch of question marks so I will be able to see it. And tonight's questions will be the ones that was asked last night. What I had for dinner. Amy made some lasagna, but instead of using noodles, she sliced zucchini real thin and used that as noodles. Man, it was good. Okay, the contest last night. This lady did have a bad job. And story time tonight, I want to tell you about the job that I had. Most people would say it would be a very bad job, but I really enjoyed it. This lady worked at Indiana Packers. It's a hog packing plant. She worked there for 15 years. And y'all, I don't even want to go into details what she said. She had a pretty gross job. But congratulations, Rebecca Hunt, on winning last night's contest and for not having to work at that place anymore. I don't know how you did it. But Rebecca Hunt did win last night's contest. So Rebecca, get in touch with me. You can do it through my website. Just send me a message. Tell me where to send your money. Whether it's to your PayPal or to your home address. Next Sunday we will have another one on this show. I'm moving the contest to this show instead of the early morning Sunday show because I want this to be for the people that really support me, and I really feel like the people here supports me. Okay, story time. A job that I had. And I just fell on this job by accident, really. I was working at Sacred Heart Hospital as environmental service worker, which is a janitor, basically. Well, the person that worked in the morgue quit or got fired or something. Anyway, they needed a person in the morgue full time. Nobody else would do it, so they asked me to go down to the morgue and just do it for that day. I went down there and I was there for 5 years. I loved that job. Nobody talked back. I mean, in the rest of the hospital, you had to say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and worry about if they're going to jump on you or anything. Those people ain't going to bother you a bit in the morgue. The only thing that I hated about that job was when I had to deal with babies coming in to the morgue. That part bothered me. But for the most part, it was older people that's had a full life. And before that, I worked as a meat cutter, so I seen all the blood and guts, you know. They have a sawzall, which is like a moto tool, but it's got a round saw blade at the head of it. That's what they do the autopsy with, because they have to open the brain up and take the brain out and weigh it and all that kind of stuff. But they open your head up, take your brain out, weigh it, examine it, and then they cut you from here down and then straight down and lay you open and examine your liver, your spleen, and your heart. And something that most people don't know, your heart is not buried with you. It's not cremated with you, because the heart, it takes a lot more power to cremate it. Or at least that's what they've told me. But the first day when I was in there, I walked in and there was a body on the exam table and they was in the middle of an autopsy. Well, the guy looked at me. He had his hand in this lady's chest cavity and he came up and he had her spleen in his hand. And he looked at me. Sounds like something from a horror movie, but I swear it was true. But but that kind of stuff really didn't bother me. There was a bad house fire here in Pensacola when I was working in the morgue, and the body that was found in that house fire came in the morgue. Well, I check the bodies in and I check them out when they come in and come out, So I knew which body it was. I'd never seen a burnt body, so I unzipped the body bag. I wanted to take a look. His head was completely burnt so bad that it was laying to the side over here. It was off of the rest of his body. And the smell got in my nose. I couldn't get that smell out for about a week. I still smelt it. And another thing too, my aunt died. And I didn't even know it. I mean, my family has never been close. But a lady came in and her name was Alice Blum. Well, that's my aunt's name. So I unzipped the body bag and it was my aunt. That's how I found out my aunt died. I unzipped the body bag that she was in. But my job was to check bodies in, check them out, and to clean up between cases. And the exam table is part of a big sink, and underneath the body is a rack that goes over it, but underneath it is a sink. That's where all the blood and everything drains when they cut you open. Little chunks of meat goes in there. Well, it was my job to make sure all of that was clean for the next case. And sometimes the little drain in the sink would get stopped up with pieces of meat. I had to dig all that out and clean that sink for the next case. But it really wasn't that bad. And I never got spooked when I was in there. I thought I would, but I never got spooked. There was a lot of legs and arms, hands, feet come in that had been amputated through diabetes. They would come to the morgue and they would be examined in there. Like in labor and delivery, the afterbirth, they would come through the morgue so we could dispose of them properly. And of course the bodies. I did get a citation from doing that work one day because there was another hospital. See, Sacred Heart at the time only had the only morgue in Northwest Florida. There was a body being transferred from another hospital to our hospital's morgue. Well, nobody would go out to help them bring this body in, and it was a huge body. This guy was big. Well, they was transferring the body from their gurney to our gurney, and in the process it slipped and fell on the ground. The man busted, his back busted open. Nobody would go out there and help that one guy pick the body up. I went out there and helped him. His hospital sent a citation over for me because they recognized me going beyond the call of duty, they said. But the man needed help. But yeah, that's enough of that blood and guts. But I never had a problem with that job. I really liked it. But Rebecca Hunt, I know what you went through with all the blood and guts. Okay, questions and answers. All right, Karen Mail says that she got teared up when I was talking about last night that I sung a few songs without my throat hurting. Karen, that meant a lot to me. And I felt so good after I was singing those songs. But that's the funny thing. It's not all the time that I can do it. And if I want to sing for the public, I got to be on all the time. It can't be hit or miss. But good Lord willing, it will come back. And if it does come back, I know what I'm going to do with my voice. Sherry Dugan said she loved the lady on Hee Haw, the one that had all the paper in her hair with the ironing board and everything. Sherry, I did too, but did you know that lady is very pretty without all that makeup on? She was very pretty. And she was also a member of a family. It was an old time country group, the Stallmans. She was one of the singers and the banjo player. Her family had their own group, and they was very good too. Downcast said his son was in music school at Berkeley, but didn't finish it. Downcast, I also was in Berkeley School of Music. I signed up, got my first books, and got my first lessons. That's as far as I went. Music theory, when you're studying the proper music, is very hard and it's not fun. Sherry Dugan said, Sherry Dugan asked, are we still going to Sam's and Walmart a lot? Sherry, Amy still goes to Walmart a lot. I refuse to go anymore because I hate that store. I get so worked up when I go there. And as far as Sam's, I think the new is wore off. We just recently got the membership at Sam's. And I think the new is wore off because the only thing we go there for now is to get sushi. They have a big tray of sushi, and we go get one about once a week, and we'll have it for a couple of days here. Forrest Duff said it was chilly last night because I had my jacket. Well, I still got my jacket tonight. Forrest, I don't like cold weather at all. And right now it's like in the low 70s. Last night it got down into the mid 40s, I think. That's just too cold for me. I live in Florida for a reason. I don't like cold weather. And since I had cancer and had the radiation, I don't know what it is, but cold weather is even harder on me now. Birgitta, I hope I got that name right, Washington asked, do I have a Christmas CD? Yes, I do. It's on my website, and it's linked in the description box below this video. That Christmas CD is like the old-fashioned, the old-time country music Christmas songs. Charlotte Dixon asks, what is my favorite breakfast food? My favorite breakfast really is just a regular breakfast. 3 over medium well grits, and I don't want my grits too soupy, and I don't want them too hard. I want them just right. But 3 over medium well grits and patty sausage and white toast. That is my most favorite breakfast. And I love having breakfast at supper time. We don't do it enough, but when we have it for dinner, supper, a lot of people call it supper. I call it dinner. When we have it at dinner time, I do like biscuits instead of toast. And then I put grape jam. I like grape jam, not grape jelly. Gina Logan asks, why can't she find my live show? Gina, I don't do a live show. This is pre-recorded. I record this around 7 o'clock and then I upload it as a video. That way it gives it time to upload and everything and be ready at 10 o'clock. But I just don't know how to do a live stream. I wish I did. I will one day. Stephanie Wood asks, since I want to go to Mexico so bad, what do I want to do there? Stephanie, I really don't know what I want to do there, but going to a big town in Mexico, I don't care about that. I think if I went to a big town in Mexico, it'd be about the same as going to a big town here. I want to go to one of the old-timey towns, maybe close to the water. That's still like an old school town, you know. So you really feel like you're in Mexico. That's what I want. I love Mexican music and I love Mexican food. And I wrote a book one time. It was y'all know what kind of books I was in. But it was a Mexican type book. And okay, I won't get into that, but the book don't exist anymore, but it was based in Mexico. Cupcake asks, do YouTubers get paid to interact with viewers and thumbs up? Okay, I was asked the other night by a person, how much do I get paid on YouTube? And I'm not answering those questions. What I get paid is my business. But I will answer this, but I'm not answering it directly for me. No, you don't get paid for interactions or thumbs up or thumbs down. You only get paid for views, and it's a small amount per 1,000 views. The amount ranges from $2 per 1,000 views up to like $20 per 1,000 views. But there's very few people that gets $20 per 1,000 views. I wish I knew what niche they was in. I would jump on it. But it's per 1,000 views, so it's not really that much. You really have to be in a real good niche to make that kind of money. But no, the interaction with viewers and the thumbs up and thumbs down, that just lets YouTube know that people are liking your video and they are watching it. Then they will promote your video out to more people, which in return will get you more views, and you can make more money that way. But it's always per 1,000 views, and out of that money per 1,000 views, you get 60%, YouTube gets 40%. So nobody's getting rich. Well, I'm not going to say nobody's getting rich on YouTube. There's a lot of rich people on YouTube, but it's few and far between. Most people don't make anything. Linda, I mess up your name every night, Linda. Linda Makako asks, what part of Grease was my favorite part of Grease? Because she knows Grease is my favorite movie. The Grease Lightning, where they was singing Grease Lightning and running all around the car with saran wrap and stuff. I love that. And when Danny Zuko was singing Stranded at the Drive-In. Those are my two favorite parts. But it's hard to even distinguish those two parts because I love the movie from first to finish. I love that movie. Forrest Duff asks, what's my favorite dessert? It's hard to pick between banana pudding and bread pudding. Banana pudding, I want the baked meringue on top, the old-fashioned way. Bread pudding, I want rum sauce on top of it. But bread pudding and banana pudding is my two favorite desserts. You know what would really be good? It just popped in my head. Bread pudding with banana Fosters over the top. That would be really good. May have to try that. 2 desserts in one. Stephanie Wood asked about pictures of me from high school days. I do have some, but I have to dig them out, and I'm gonna just have when I do it, I'm gonna have to hold it up to the camera like that because I don't have no way of showing them to you other than that. Richard Gary asks, have I ever tried onion beer? Richard, I never heard of it, but I love onions. I could just sit and eat raw onions by themselves. I love onions. Onions are very good for you too. Aletha Mills asks, have I ever been an Elvis Presley impersonator? I have done it a few times. I'm never been what you say a career Elvis impersonator, but I've known a few and I've done it a few times. And I have entered 2 Elvis Presley lookalike contests when I was doing it, and I won first place both times. And when I was in high school, I had my long hair, my black hair, and my long sideburns. And it was never a day went by when I didn't hear about 25 times, Elvis, Elvis. That was pretty fun. I know they was probably making fun of me, but I liked it. Linda, here's your name again. Makiko? Ask, I'm sorry, Linda. Ask, have I ever been to any Conway Twitty shows? Yes, I've seen him 4 or 5 times. I can't remember in concert. And I will never forget any of them. He put him on a great show. I love Conway Twitty. Y'all know that, though. Richard Gary asked, have I ever met Minnie Pearl? No, Richard, I have not. I bet she would be fun to hang around with, though. Stace Johnson asks, do I ever go to Captain Joe Patty's Seafood Market here in Pensacola? Yes, we do. I like to go down there and just take pictures. They've got their boats all out there. The inside of that seafood market is something to behold. I mean, you'll never see those sights anywhere but there. Sarah Hewlett said her husband likes to eat gizzards. I do too. I love chicken gizzards. You got to be careful when you're frying them, though, because they will pop and burn you. And also you got to be careful how you do it, because they will be tough if you don't. Where I used to work, we had a pressurized fryer. It was like a pressure cooker, but it was a deep fat fryer. And that thing made some tender gizzards. Lois, I'm not sure. Ann Whopper asks, do I gamble at the casinos when me and Amy goes? No, I do not. Amy does a little bit. She probably spends like $40, and most of the time she comes home with $40. But I just go to eat the buffet. I don't give them my money. I do not gamble in their machines. I'll sit down and act like I'm doing it so I can get a free drink. Lisa Anderson said she likes chicken livers. I do too, and I'm going to tell you a little story about chicken livers. When my kids was little, that's during the time Mama lived with us, and Mama was doing most of the cooking. Well, we all love chicken livers, but we knew the kids would not partake. So she made them in gravy, smothered them in gravy with onions, and we always told the kids it was beef steak. And they loved it. When they got older, I slept and told them it was chicken livers. They never ate it again. And they hate me for that. But they loved it as long as they thought it was beef liver. Yeah, I love chicken livers. I want to tell you all a little story, though. One time I went to a buffet and they had beef liver, because I love beef liver. You know, you slice beef liver and it looks sort of like a steak. Have you ever seen a whole beef liver? It's horrible. It looks like a human liver. Well, this is what they had on their buffet, and you're supposed to take one. That looked gross. Ain't no way I'm going to eat that. I know beef liver is good, but to have a whole liver sitting on my plate, I can't handle that. Y'all, thank you for all your support when I told you about what's for dinner last night. Thank you for all your support, and yes, every one of y'all are right. This is my channel, and I will say what I want to on it. But thank y'all for giving me that strength to be able to do that. So the What's for Dinner will be back every night, as long as I have dinner. If I don't have dinner, I'll tell you what I had for lunch. Y'all, I love you all. And please put your questions down for tomorrow night. I will answer them. And again, Rebecca Knott, let me make sure. Rebecca Knott, congratulations on winning the contest. Please get in touch with me and let me know where to send your money. And next Sunday, we'll do it again. Y'all, I do love y'all. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Give me your thumbs up. Leave your questions for tomorrow night. Watch the video that's popping up here now. Remember, every view counts. It helps me a lot. So even if you watch the videos popping up, click it and let it play for a little bit. I love you all. Ciao.